Howdy, folks. Going to talk about mental health first aid today, another tool to put in your mental health toolbox. I took mental health first aid about 5 years ago. I can't find my book this morning to hold up and show you. Might have even got rid of it. I'll include a link to the website in the description, and it's good stuff. So I wrote this post, would have been 5 years ago, on Facebook. I'm just going to read through that. It covers what I experienced and what good can come out of this, my thoughts on mental health first aid. Maybe you've heard of it. I hope you have. I hope it becomes as ubiquitous as first aid CPR. So it's a stellar course. It originates in Australia. They have a USA edition, which will be the website that I link in the description. Locally, for me, it's taught by Pawnee Mental Health. If you're local to Manhattan or the Kansas area, you probably heard of them. Just a quick search through the internet this morning, it's popping up everywhere in all different sorts of states. So that's great. You should see who teaches it in your area. Yeah, absolutely. I was turned on to it by a couple of folks I know around here. The one I went to was actually sponsored and free to the public. And maybe you can get the place you work for or some organization you know to sponsor a training event. The basic premise is how to recognize signs of mental health distress, how to respond in helpful ways, and how to get the proper help for folks. Like physical health, if help can be provided early, you can often avoid crisis care. Broken bones, psychosis aside, there's much you can do to mitigate crisis. I was really excited to attend the course, that's true. It was a bit of a trying day, though. That's also true. Obviously, I didn't sit up front, didn't ask questions, didn't volunteer my personal experiences. Yeah, I did. Some around me were not ready for mental illness to be in such close proximity. It was a little awkward. Others were relieved to have someone speak openly about it. Not judging here, we all have our thresholds of awkwardness and things we're familiar with. I smiled at several inappropriate times, I think. By the end of the day, I was shaking enough to be noticed. Tremors. Ironically, I was in the middle of some deep breathing exercises to calm myself when the instructor started talking about how to use deep breathing to help someone who has anxiety. I laughed, didn't curse through the whole course, which I'm rather proud of back then. It was wicked awesome. Can't sing its praises enough. Hope it, like I said earlier, hope it becomes as ubiquitous as first aid CPR. Here's a thought. While there is much available over the counter for physical health, think about Walgreens or Rite Aid or any of those pharmacies, there's nothing really for mental health. No meds, no tools, no props. We're making this up. We're in the infancy stages. Being aware, being educated, reaching out are the best ways to avoid mental health crises. Actually, one quick anecdote that I think is really awesome. Our local police department, Riley County Police Department, actually has mental health professionals, two that I knew of at the time, might be more now or something might have changed, that ride along and respond with the officers. And they can, if there's a mental health crisis going on, they can be called in very quickly to help bring the crisis down to something that can be manageable, which I think is a really great thing for our police department to do, for law enforcement to do. I'm rather impressed by it. So who should take this course? You, obviously. Teachers, coaches, family, friends, veterans, first responders, volunteers, church folks, youth group folks, firemen, deputies, EMS, civic leaders, business owners, counselors, moms and dads, military leaders, guards, officers of all types, daycare providers, professors, admin staff, dorm leaders, religious leaders, camp leaders, janitors, sales representative, concerned citizens, etc. Really, it's anybody who might benefit from taking a first aid CPR course would also benefit from taking a mental health first aid course. You can tell I really love the course, folks, and really am adamant that it's of value to you. I hope you check it out. If you've taken a course, tell us about it in the comments. And go check it out. Again, the link's in the description. Hope is a choice.